Hello, hello. Trying to get the webcam to go. Turn camera on. Main screen turn on. Screen turn on. Aha. There are cracks in your ceiling. There are cracks in your wall. It's not easy to see them. They're impossibly small. But you know how to find them when you turn out the lights. When you're climbing the curtains of those desperate nights, and through some you hear the night, through some you smell rain, through some you feel rainbows, such a beautiful pain. But the ones that you love most, they had nothing to show but the color of sunset or that cool orange glow. Your world is larger than it looks from inside this room. Your world is larger than it looks from inside this room. And if you fell through the mattress, if you fell through the floor, if you fell to the surface, could you fall anymore? Now there are cracks in your shadow. It's as long as the sky, stretching over the city as the world turns wide. And they know that you're there. They're enjoying the show, and they smile and snicker, but just what do they know? Your soul is brighter than it looks from inside those eyes. Your soul is brighter than it looks from inside those eyes. When you're caught feeling nothing, when you try to shut it in, make a crack in your window, let the light tumble in. Your world is larger than it looks from inside this room. Your world is larger than it looks from inside this room. Yeah, your world is larger than it looks from inside this room. Oh, your world is larger than it looks from inside this room. Hi, everybody. So, for those of you who just tuned in, which is everybody, Whether you came here from my Facebook page or my YouTube page, or whether you just stumbled upon this because it's Monday night and what's on Google Hangouts? We don't know. Let's find out. This is my Patreon launch celebration. I put the link up in the group chat there, and I will not drop it into the showcase because that's disabled. But you can see it in the chat. And yeah, so welcome everybody. If you got anything to say, you should be able to access the chat there as well. My name is Ronen, and yeah, I am tonight launching my brand new Patreon focused on music. Music and Monsters is the name of the theme, and I'll be getting into that a little more in detail later on. For now, I wanted to let everybody know a little bit more about me. I am based in Chicago. I have a theater degree from Northwestern University, and I've been a musician really all my life. I was singing before I could talk, is what my parents like to say. And I've been on stage many, many times. And I do have a solo album that I released some years ago, Cracks, it's called. You can find it on iTunes, CD Baby. I also have a band called Time Crash. We are a Doctor Who themed band, so we write songs all about the sci-fi show Doctor Who. And yeah. So I'm here to launch my personal Patreon, which is going to be happening alongside of Time Crash and a number of other projects, which I will also get into later. But for now, I'm going to keep playing on some music and sipping on some wine because it is a celebration. So a number of the songs I'm going to be playing tonight are from my solo album. I'll also throw some Time Crash stuff in there. This next one is another one of my solo songs, and it is called A Small Place. Sometimes I sit here in silence and think I hear music filtering through the walls, or from somewhere very far below. I don't know, you never know. Sometimes we fight, at least we argue, at least we get annoyed, at least no plates get thrown. But then there's that stifling silence, like sand, like a throat full of sand, and you can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. Silence breeds silence. So this is the life that we have chosen, or at least fell into. It can be tough to tell from what I hear. Yeah, it's gonna be tough as hell. Yeah, tough as hell. Yeah, life will be hard because we chose to take less traveled roads and to share a space so close together we can't help but see each other. Beware. Yes, I'll be there, cause you can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. So when I sit here in silence, I think to myself, this is not half bad. So far in love, we are living the dream, if you will. Oh, but still, there are the times when I offend you or upset you, and you don't say a thing. I want to hear what you are feeling, 'cause I love you and I want to scream. Talk to me, please. Oh, you can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. Hello, hello. Doing a quick check on something here. Yeah. It gets stuck in my head. So, I see we've got like some viewers wandering in and out. I don't know if any of you are the same ones who are maybe having trouble getting connected, or if it's just random people wandering in and out. But if you are new in here, I'm Ronen, and this is my Patreon launch celebration. I'm doing music and monsters is the theme of the project, at least the first project that I'm going to be working on. And a little more background on what exactly that means. So I am primarily a musician these days. I did have a theater degree from Northwestern, but shortly after I graduated, I sort of discovered that professional acting wasn't really for me. It's a lot easier to just pick up a guitar and start playing, and you don't need anyone's permission for that. So that's what I started doing. I still do enjoy theater. I still do it occasionally sometimes. I've appeared with the Living Canvas in Chicago, as well as the Right Brain Project, a couple of companies there. And I've also done some independent work, you know, getting together with friends, doing scene work type of stuff. Where the idea for this Music and Monsters project came from is I was doing a scene with a friend from the recent adaptation of Frankenstein by Nick Dear. And I had known at that time that most adaptations of Frankenstein, they do the creature a disservice by taking away his voice. In the original novel, he speaks, and he's actually quite eloquent. I had known that, but at the time I had not read the original novel. So this adaptation, which gives the creature back his voice, was really the first time I had encountered that version of the creature. And I was the one playing the creature in our scene work. And there were a great number of lines that resonated with me on a deeply personal level. At the time, I was just coming to the terms with myself that I am trans. And so certain lines such as, why can I not be who I am, struck me very deeply. And it was sort of from there that I had the thought of someday doing a concept album based around Frankenstein's creature. That since then has sort of expanded conceptually to be about many types of creatures, because there are. And I mean, I can draw inspiration from all kinds of pop culture and folklore, but always sort of focusing on that being that's almost human, but as I like to call it, just sort of to the left of human, and how it is looking at the world from an outsider's perspective, as a lot of people have. Otherwise, these characters wouldn't resonate with us the way they do. So yeah, that is the basic idea. That's the basic conceptual idea. I want to write in terms of what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to write songs. I'm going to create characters and do profiles on them. And from those profiles, I plan to have the subject matter for the songs. And do drawings as well. If you look at my Patreon video, which was kind of the trailer for this hangout, you'll see an example of my artwork as well. And if you sign up as a patron, you get a little sketch of a Grateful Goblin. So yes, songs, profiles, eventually photography, and I'll get into the eventually of that later on. What do the patrons get out of it? The patrons who sign up will get a look behind the scenes. So all of the work that I do when it reaches its final form, so to speak, will become available to the public, either just for free or for sale. But people who are patrons get an inside look into the creation process, and specifically the level of insight that you get and what you get to see. We'll get into that when I start talking about the reward levels. But for right now, I have rambled on quite a lot. So I think it's time for another song. This one is another one from my solo album, and it is called Hey Sam. You know how to look at yourself in the mirror. You know how to draw that zipper up your back. You know how to walk down that sidewalk. You know not to step on a crack. And your pockets are always so empty. And your feet are always sticking out the ground. And you cannot hear the world rushing around you, 'cause your swollen knees are too full of sound. You've got revolutionary issues no human beings ever felt the same. But now some symptoms that you have about this moment, you can never remember its name. And you sing. And all day long it's do or die or wither. And all night long it's toss and turn and dream. Then in between you stop and look around you, trying to decipher the appeal of a life lived on the wrong side of the mirror. Hey Sam, but I know just how you feel. You've always known inside you there's a panic. You were always barely holding back the screen. And every do not enter signs an invitation to reevaluate your self-esteem. You know time doesn't last forever. You know that we were never meant to fly. That does not ever stop your mind from drifting. It won't ever damp the urge to try. You've got some self-destructive instincts, and you're just itching to see where they will go. But you wish you were so curious and daring. And I think, Sam, that deep inside you know, 'cause you know how to look at yourself in the mirror, and you know how to stand and what to say, and you know just how weak the whole defense is. Yeah, all it takes is one god awful day. So in between the lies and self-deceptions, I hope that you'll discover what is real. I'll be waiting here on this side of the mirror. Oh, Sam, you really don't know how to deal. Hey, Sam, you bet I know just how you feel. Woo. How's everybody doing? It's not bad for a Monday, I think. Let me share that link one more time. One more time. I almost sang a copyrighted song. That would have been bad, 'cause it is going on YouTube. Thank you everyone for your patience as I continue to sing. Okay, so more about the Patreon. And actually for this one, I'm gonna get rid of the guitar for just a second. So I'm gonna have to use some of my hands. And also so you can check out my sweet rainbow laser horse shirt. I wanna talk about rewards. Because to catch people up to speed who perhaps don't know what Patreon is, it's a crowdfunding website kind of like Kickstarter. You have a project, people can sign up to support you. Unlike Kickstarter, it is a continuous funding rather than just for one project. So You can, the levels are usually much smaller than a lot of Kickstarters, and patrons can change their level of patronage at any time. Like Kickstarter, there are usually rewards for various levels of patronage. And so I just wanted to briefly go through the levels that I came up with for my Patreon. So, here we go, $1. Is that reversed on your screens? It might be reversed. Mirror dollars. So $1 is the minimum that you can get a reward at. For that, you get the behind-the-scenes view of the creative process as it happens. As I was talking about before, you also get my gratitude and my thanks for supporting me. And that's $1, which might be backwards. The next one above that is $5. For that, in addition to the behind-the-scenes access and my gratitude, if you would like me to, I will follow you on Instagram and or Twitter, and you will get access to a monthly live chat, a lot like this, where we will just chat about whatever and my progress, and I'll show you more backwards drawings. I hope it really is backwards now that I've said that like 10 times. Speaking of $10. For $10, in addition to the behind-the-scenes access and my gratitude and the monthly live chat, you will get a digital copy of Cracks, my debut solo album. And as long as you are a current patron in good standing, as soon as any new products are released for sale to the public, you will get a discount. And again, that's something you can change. So if you want to start out now as a $1 or a $5 backer, and then as the release date approaches to something, to end it up to 10, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha. It's a very smug face. I didn't do that on purpose. $15. 15 is a lot like 10. You get the behind-the-scenes access and my gratitude and the monthly live chat and the discount, as long as you're a current patron in good standing. With this one, though, you get a physical CD copy of Cracks with some wonderful, wonderful cover art, which was taken by Eric, the photo guy, the resident photo dude at the Heartland Cafe's In One Ear open mic, which is where I debuted a lot of my songs. Yeah, my solo album would not exist without that place for more than one reason, partially because Eric took such lovely photos of me. So yes, for $15, you can have that CD in your hands and be looking at that lovely photo art. Above that, we start to get very special. 25. 25 gets you everything that was previously mentioned, including either a physical or digital copy of Cracks, whichever one you prefer. On top of that, I will send you a personal postcard thanking you for your support. And I might draw a little tongue sticky outy face on it. Nah, nah. Who knows? $50. $50 is very special. At the end of the year, I'm going to put together with whatever material that I have amassed, whether it's photographs, sketches, lyric snippets, put that all together into a calendar, and people who are $50 patrons will receive that calendar, and you will have it for the whole year, and it will be great. You'll have it beyond that if you keep your calendars beyond. 100. This is the last level. It's very, very special. It is also limited. At 100, in addition to everything else, including the calendar, including either a digital or physical copy of Cracks, including my gratitude, including the monthly live chat, including monthly postcard, and possibly other things that I've forgotten. I will consult with you and create a custom monster. So I'm going to be making these monster profiles again. And based on you and your life and your experience, I will make your very own monster, which you will then receive credit for in whatever media it appears. So profiles, songs, drawings, whatever comes out. So those are the Patreon rewards. And you can head over to that link to sign up today. Haha. Now I'm going to do some more music. This one is called My Chains Are Lovely Chains. This. My chains are lovely chains, they're light as summer air. My smile never explains, but come close and I might share. I've seen you here before, and I watched you find your stride, but I cannot more if we walk side by side. Ain't my scars beautiful? I chose them on my own. Ain't that just laughable? Don't make me laugh alone. Break down and cry for me. I couldn't ask for more. Lie down to die for me. What else are good friends for? My touch is terrible. My dreams are nothing new. To make a life bearable, you've got to turn the screw. My eyes are mischievous, my body is secretive. Your wounds are egregious, I promise you will live. See what your bravery brings. Take up your martyr's thorns, and I won't clip your wings if you don't steal my horns. My chains are lovely chains, they're light as summer air. My smile never explains, but come close and I might share. One of my creepier ones. We've got a little fluctuation in the viewership. Again, don't know who's coming in, who's going out, if anyone here is new. If you are new, if you happen to have just wandered in, my name is Ronen, and we're here tonight celebrating the launch of my Patreon. Patreon.com/masshysteria music, all one word, Mass Hysteria Music. Yeah, so goals. Let's talk about the goals. Because I already talked about the rewards, how you can get things at $1, $5, $10, $15, $25, $50, and $100 of patronage level. But, and I've talked a bit about my general ideas, about how I'd like to make an album and do photographs and do sketches and profiles of all these monster characters that I'm going to create. But what specifically am I going to do with your money? The first goal, which you'll see if you head over to that page, patreon.com/masshysteria music. My very first goal is I want to not only have drawings and sketches of these characters, I would like to do photo shoots and create these creatures in real life. In order to do that, I think sort of honorably, I will need money to pay photographers. So the first goal that I have set up is at $250 a month, and that's $250 accumulated by everyone who is a patron. I will be able to, on a regular basis, start hiring photographers for photo shoots to create these characters in real life and bring them to you. At 500, I have planned to start in earnest, if I haven't already started by then, because I may be able to, depending on the timing and how much I'm able to save up. At $500 a month, I will begin recording the album. Because again, recording an album is an expensive endeavor. It is actually, it's way more expensive than a single photo shoot, usually, depending on who your photographer is. You need to pay the engineer. You need to pay for studio time if you're renting the studio. You need someone to master it. And you need to pay for the actual physical production and the distribution. So that's a lot. It adds up. So at $500 a month, I will definitely be able to start funding that, pretty much exclusively with Patreon funds. Beyond that, starting to dream big, $1,000 a month. If I get $1,000 a month, I will produce a line of swag, t-shirts, stickers, buttons, whatever else seems fun, around the theme of always be changing. And I plan to donate at least a portion of the proceeds to local Chicago-based organizations that benefit the LGBT community, particularly trans youth and adults. At $2,000, if I can reach $2,000 a month, I will go on tour. I will go on a small musical tour around probably the Midwest, but since this may very well be a long way off, I'm not making any particular plans right now. Locations, timing, everything TBD, but in order to celebrate 2000, I wanted to plan for something really big and special. So that's the tentative plan. And if you look at the goals list, there's some milestone markers in there as well, but those are the ones that will result in some return to the patrons. So yeah, I talked about what I'm doing, who I am, what you're getting, what the goals are. Let's do their song now. Got my old twist-on capo here. Twisty, twisty, twisty. This song is called Picture Frame Radio. Yeah. One moment. Aha. Be my picture frame, I will be preserved through you. Be my radio, I will touch the world through you. breathe out, but I don't breathe in. I breathe out, and my head begins to spin. I see colors and fading, but I'm not complaining. 'Cause if you'll be my alcohol, I will get my chill from you. And if you'll be my calendar, I will count the days by you. If you'll be my envelope, I will hide myself from you. If you'll be my ecstasy, I will swallow you. I take one step and I take 2 steps back, yeah, take 1 step and 2 steps back. I see colors around you. I'm so glad that I have found you. You can be my better half, and I'll try to do right. Yeah, I'll be your medicine. You can be my ordinary life, my ordinary life. Come with me into the darkness. Come with me out of the light. Come with me into the darkness. Come with me into the light. There's a cat around here somewhere. I get suspicious when I don't see him very often. That's another thing. If you become a patron and you get access to the monthly chat, you can meet my cat. He's adorable. His name is Cole. So I'm just going to move on to the next song. This is another of my solo ones. This is called Binary System. Yep. My fingers seem to be having a little trouble remembering that one. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'll do a Time Crash song. So if you weren't here in the beginning when I mentioned them, Time Crash is my band. And we write songs all about the show Doctor Who. So this one is called Good Morning. another ordinary day. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good morning. Good morning. You've got a book that's full of dreams. And sometimes you can't see the seams. Memories won't walk fast. The patches of your ragged past. You got a watch that doesn't tick. One piece of life that doesn't fit. But don't you fret, don't you frown. Just feel the world keep turning around. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good morning. Good like the end than this. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Smith, don't be afraid. He's got fantastic images. Visit in the night. Make you feel like a stranger. Oh, Johnny, your romantic sensibilities distract you, that's alright. That's only human nature. The planet turns at constant speed, can't be subverted or impeded. Sun comes up and it descends. The day begins and then it ends. First comes love, then comes family. The progression could never be simpler than that. And now you see the beauty in simplicity. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good morning. It's another ordinary day. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Woo! So that was Good Morning. That one was a Time Crash song off of our album Regeneration. And you can find Time Crash at facebook.com/timecrashband. We're also at timecrashband.com. And once again, I'm wearing a sweet rainbow horse laser shirt. Achoo. I mentioned earlier that in addition to this Patreon that is launching tonight, I have a number of other projects, Time Crash being one of them, because that's continuing on. Another one is my video blog, which is started. If you go to the Patreon and you watch the video there, I say that I'm going to be doing it, but actually I recorded that last month and I've already started the blog now. So a little timey-wiminess of my own happening there. The blog is called Now Z Here, which is spelled thusly. And whoa, no copyrighted music. Stop that. Now Z Here is my personal video blog, which is a bit of a transition blog, but I didn't just want to be doing transition updates through it. I wanted to talk about whatever's on my mind that week and occasionally linking it to the idea of transition. And So you can find that as well. That I'm going to be also posting the videos on the Patreon. So you don't have to go anywhere in particular to find that if you head over and become a patron. And if you don't, however, you can also find that at facebook.com/nowzehir. That's NOWZEHIR. And on Facebook, not on, I just said Facebook, on YouTube as well. I come off a lot more articulate in those videos because I have editing. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Let's get back to the Patreon itself, and where I'm getting a lot of my inspiration. I am going to be taking a lot of inspiration from general folklore, the idea of fairies who exist outside of our society and sort of have the ability to look in and kind of mess with things a bit. I'm also going to be drawing not directly from, but with the inspiration of pop culture. I mean, people like Neil Gaiman is particularly inspiring to me. And there are a number of characters. I did already talk about Frankenstein's creature, and the connection there with the idea of being trans, or at least being the other. But since I just played a Doctor Who song, I want to talk a little bit about the Doctor, because that was a neat realization for me a while back, some years back now, when I first started watching the show. I remember I was thinking about it, and even though it's not what his creators intended, I think the Doctor is, or can very easily be taken as a trans icon. Regeneration is just transition sped up like 1,000 times. And beyond that, he is the other, he is the alien, and he goes among, you know, ordinary people who often don't realize who he is, and he has to declare himself, as many trans people often do. His name is not the name that he was given at birth. He chose his name, and he chose his name with a very specific purpose. So all of that taken together, yeah, the Doctor, I think, is a trans hero. I have, actually, this is one of my tattoos. It's Circular Gallifreyan from the show, from Doctor Who. It doesn't say anything in particular, it's just the seal of the Time Lords. And the symbol that I've got it inside of is the alchemical symbol for Mercury, which has been adopted by the genderqueer non-binary as sort of a gender symbol, a lot like Venus is women and Mars is men. So that's an idea, clearly, that is very important to me. And the perspective of an alien is one of the unique perspectives that we can approach when it comes to looking at humanity from an outsider's perspective. Aliens usually are coming from a place of knowing nothing about our culture, and being very curious, for better or worse, for our part or for theirs, depending on who's writing the story. So yeah, there'll be probably a couple of aliens in my Book O monsters. And there's a lot to draw from there. I'm gonna get back to another song. I'm gonna get back to a little wine. gonna still wonder where my cat is. I'm gonna twist my capo on. So this this next song I'm going to do is one off of my solo album, but if you are familiar with Doctor Who and the character of the Doctor, you may find the themes that it talks about quite familiar. It's called The Wheel. Some of all the stars tonight could fit inside a cup. The sky has lost its luster, and I ain't looking up. I'm spinning while I stand so still, debating what is fair. Wrestling with my demons, conversing with the air. So it is upon this night I find myself alone. All my friends took their own paths to places yet unknown. Folks have left the exo, not knowing what to feel. I keep on spinning in my place, the center of the wheel. La 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 la, the center of the wheel. La 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 la. Turn my way around this world and several more beside. The possible sustains me and fuels my gallant stride. Loss hangs off my shoulders as if it weighed nothing at all, but it keeps dangling at my feet and causing me to fall. What a tragic story. Well, to hell with all that noise. There's too much here to dwell on grief, too many simple joys. Hey, don't you love my careless ways? Aren't you so glad that I was never born with all the sense I should have had? La 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 la, the sense I should have had. La 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 la. Darling, don't you cry for me, don't mind those things I say. The sky has lost its luster, but I still raise my hand. I smile as the cycle starts to spinning around again. Although I know that I will probably lose you in the end. But the big wheel keeps on turning, and I stand at its heart. And if you're hopping on this ride, it's time we better start. No need for power, coin, or love. No need to lose these things. I'll take the road, live my life as a prince among the kings. La, 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 as a prince among the kings. La, 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 la. Woo-hoo-hoo. I wonder if I can get the Q&A to work. That would be great. That would be fantastic. But I don't know if it's something I can do right now. I'm going to be Welsh. A bit, just a bit Welsh. Do 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 do. Ba ba da ba ba da ba. Ba ba da ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba. Ba 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 da do da ba. This is the whole music. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh. The Q&A app will only appear if the host turns it on before the broadcast begins. Well, that's what I did wrong. Lessons learned. Oh, well. Well, you'll have plenty of time to ask me questions if you sign up as a patron at $5, at backwards $5 or more. We're an hour in already. Cheers. Yes. Numbers going up and down, people coming in, coming out. If you're new, hi, I'm Ronen, and we are here tonight celebrating the launch of my Patreon. Patreon.com/masshysteria music, in case you can't see the link. I don't know if you can see the link. Using technology for the first time. Haha. Haha. I'm having fun. So, sharing some music, sharing some thoughts. To go along with this next song, I want to talk about another fictional inspiration of mine. It's a pretty recent one, and goes along with the idea of fairies. And so, Dragon Age. If you know me, some people who are watching this do. My whole life has been Dragon Age for almost exactly a year, because I started playing it a year ago. I know this because Time Hop exists, and it has started showing me all the pictures and screencasts I started posting a year ago of my Inquisitor. But the character that really grabbed me from the moment he showed up was Cole. Cole, for people who don't know, and I realized I didn't at all when I was talking about Doctor Who, but I think I just sort of assume everyone knows Doctor Who, which I shouldn't. But I definitely don't assume that everyone knows Dragon Age. Cole is a spirit from the world of dreams that came through to our world because he wants to help. And that is his sincere desire, and that's all he wants to do. And there are a lot of complications for that, because sometimes people don't want to be helped, or sometimes they can't be helped, or the ways in which he could help them are a little too complicated. Because people are complicated, and Cole's whole arc is basically about learning that and coming to accept it, and accepting who and what he is, which is sort of this being that's not quite a spirit and not quite human. Again, you can kind of see where my identifying with this character comes in. And it also resonates with me in terms of the fairies. You know, there are fairies that in general mythos definitely do not mean humans any good whatsoever. And then there are fairies that generally don't care about humans, but they like to cause mischief. They like to have fun on their own terms. And then there might be some that are genuinely helpful. But where the through line sort of is with fairies, as opposed to aliens, who are coming into our world completely from the outside and might be curious and want to learn about us, fairies are more, their world exists alongside ours, and they have a window through which they can see us. Now, whether they understand us at all is another question, because just being able to see something and watch it doesn't mean you understand it. It's so different from your fundamental nature. Usually when you start getting into fairies and the supposed psychology of fairies, they live very immediately. Sometimes they might not even have memory whatsoever. They are pure emotion or just pure thought. They don't really logic, or their logic is dream logic. It's the kind of thing that happens in a dream and makes complete sense. Like, oh yes, of course my dog is walking with a cane because he has a bad leg. Like, that's what happens when you have a bad leg, especially if you're a dog. You know, dream logic. So there will definitely be some fairies among my monsters because I love fairies. And you'll be seeing a few different perspectives, both in terms of the malevolent and the mischievous, and you know, the helpful as well, because it's a very pure thing. Whatever their actual motivations are, when you're talking about creatures or monsters in the form of fairies, they are very pure in their intentions. Not meaning that they are good in their intentions, but they are very single-minded. And on that note, I'm going to do my next song. This one is called Icarus. There's a place called the sunrise. I have made it my hideaway, so I will always, as I travel, know that I'm returning home to stay. I made a life of wax and wire for to fly the great unknown. I am ready to breathe my last breath and skip like a stone, skip like a stone. I have gathered my belongings and I have said God's willing, friends will meet on the other side, and together we'll take to the skies. This is my choice, this is my answer, this is my first great adventure. I will fall just like a dancer, with the wind in my hair, with the wind in my hair. Now I don't know if I am worthy, but I know I have honored my pledge. To fall down is no foolishness, no more to dance on the edge. I am prepared, I am willing, and my journey is just beginning. One more fall and I am ready to skip like a stone, skip like a stone. Now I've reached the peak of my travels. I'm looking down on everything. Silver water is shining below me. I wink at the sun and let go my wings. Once again, my sight darkens, and the air feels a little bit colder. Then I look at death, and I see life winking at me over her shoulder. That was Icarus. Icarus, yet another track off of my solo album, Cracks, which, let me drop a link to that as well. Although, if you are watching tonight and you plan on becoming a patron, do consider signing up at the $10 level, because then you will get a digital copy right to you. You don't have to get it on your own. I will bequeath it unto you. Bequeath. Yes, so I did already talk a bit about the last sort of category of monsters that I had in my mind. But I'm going to circle back around, and especially if there's anyone new, hello, I'm Ronen. I'm doing music and monsters, and I'm launching my Patreon tonight. It's at patreon.com/masshysteriamusic, MASSHYSTERIA music. And so far I've talked about aliens, of which there are going to be one or two. and I've talked about fairies, which there are definitely going to be some. And now I want to talk about creatures, as in Frankenstein's creature. If you weren't here at the very beginning when I was talking about sort of the whole impetus of how this project came about, it was because I was doing some scene work with a very good friend of mine in the adaptation of Frankenstein that was done very recently over in England, written by Nick Dear. And it's one of the few adaptations out there that actually allows the creature to have his voice. In the original novel, he speaks very eloquently. In a lot of the adaptations that have come along, especially in the last, in the golden age of Hollywood and everything, they sort of took away his voice. And now there's an adaptation that gives it back to him, which is excellent. But whereas aliens come from the outside and they know absolutely nothing about us, and fairies sort of have this window to our world, and they still might not really understand us, but they know some things. Creatures such as Frankenstein's creature, they don't come from anywhere. They live with us, and they are forced to live with us. They don't have a spaceship to fly away in. They don't have another realm to hide in. They are in our world, you know, within the stories and the worlds in which they exist. And for that reason, the story of that kind of monster can be the most painful, because the question becomes, do you try to carve out a place for yourself in the world, or do you try to escape it somehow? Can you escape it? There's actually a scene where Victor and the creature are arguing about this. The creature says, "Oh, no, we'll go to South America." And Victor's like, "But won't you get tired of solitude? Won't you go back into the city and people will just be as afraid of you as they are now?" And so there's a great deal more conflict to be explored in that, and a great deal more humanity. Because when I talk about monsters being sort of to the left, fairies and aliens are maybe a little farther to the left, whereas creatures such as Frankenstein's creature are like right here. They're like this. They're sort of pressed. They're sort of sideways against humanity. And losing my voice a little bit. Luckily, I have water over here. So, aliens, fairies, creatures, music and monsters, writing songs, creating characters, creating those stories that I wanna share with everyone, and I hope that you will come along with me for that. So, it is 8:20 here in Chicago, and I've got quite a bit more time, and I know some people were going to be logging on late as well, so I'm going to keep on musicking and grab my guitar over here. This one's going to be another Time Crash song. So Time Crash, if you were just joining us since the last time I talked about it, is my band, and we write songs all about the Doctor, as in Doctor Who, which you may be asking if you don't know who that is. Check us out at timecrashband.com and listen to this song right here. This is called Heart of the TARDIS. position, singularity, and imaginary time. Every moment mapped with the fractal spaces. You could fall between the lines. Take a big box, put it in a smaller box. I burn in my exoskeleton. I am alive. Spatial dimensions in relative time. I am alive. Spatial dimensions in relative time. I am oh, my sisters who will never speak. Oh, my whole world on my feet. Through the instants, the millennia, the everlasting now. I hold on to your remembrance, though you may not fathom how I have loved. And I will love, and I love with all my soul, till the last bright star has grown dark and cold. I am alive. Relative spaces, dimensional time. I am alive. Relative spaces, dimensional time. I am So that was Heart of the TARDIS by Time Crash, which is my band. You can find us at timecrashband.com or facebook.com/timecrashband. And here tonight we are celebrating the launch of my Patreon, which if you can't see the chat, it's patreon.com/masshysteriamusic, MASSHYSTERIA music, Mass Hysteria Music. And my name is Ronen, and those are my knuckles. Welcome to my knuckles. Cheers. So we may have had, there may be some people who have arrived who didn't hear the whole spiel. I gave a big spiel at the beginning about the general theme and who I am and what my background is. So in case you are one of those people who sort of came in the middle, if you've been sticking around, thank you. Hi, I love you. My name is Ronen. I'm based in Chicago, and I have been a musical type person my entire life. I've also been a pretty theatrical type person my entire life. I have a theater degree from Northwestern University. I have my solo album. I have my band, Time Crash, and now I'm working on this project Music and Monsters, which is going to, the aim is to have it culminate in an album of music and a number of photo shoots and profiles on these monster characters that I'm going to create. And I sort of went through the different categories of aliens and fairies and general creatures, which all have their different perspective on humanity and their different sort of distance from humanity and degree to which they can understand a human mindset. Yeah, all that. One thing I didn't talk about, which I said I was going to when I posted about this on my wall, is because I said I was going to talk about Frankenstein, fairies, and existential crises. I didn't really get to the existential crises bit, but it does come back a little bit to my experience, and my experience relating with Frankenstein's creature and the why can I not be who I am. As I said, I did get into this a little bit. As I said, when I was doing that scene work and that character work, that's also when I was coming to terms with myself as a trans person, and coming to terms as well with the reality of what that means in the world, in the society that I live in. In addition to that, I mean, you can forget even being a queer person. If you are a person of artistic bent, if you're someone who wants to make art your life and your career, our society does not value that. I mean, you might think that there's some value in it because, I mean, we do have artists. We don't quash artists, and we have people who are able to rise to a very high level of fame. But it is so hard to get anywhere near that, and to make a livelihood out of art. It is not valued the way that other forms of work are. So having to come to terms with that as well, and questioning myself, you know, why is this the world that we live in, and how can I find my own space? And considering that, along with the idea of Frankenstein's creature and his struggle to find a place in the world or a place outside of it, that is really where the idea for this project came from. So there, I covered the existential crises. And yeah, what else do I want to do? I want to do some more song. That's what I want to do. Boing! It's a bit weird sitting in a room by myself talking to my laptop. It is just a bit odd. So I'm actually gonna come back around and do the song that I started off with. This is one of the songs off of my solo album. It is called Cracks. There are cracks in your ceiling. There are cracks in your wall. It's not easy to see them. They're impossibly small. But you know how to find them when you turn up the light. when you're climbing the curtains of those desperate nights, and through some you hear thunder, through some you smell rain, through some you feel rainbows, such a beautiful thing. But the ones that you love most, they have nothing to show but the color of sunset, that cool orange glow. Your world is larger than it looks. From the inside this room, your world is larger than it looks. From the inside this room, if you fell through the mattress, if you fell through the floor, if you fell to the surface, could you fall anymore? Now there are cracks in your shadow. It's as long as the sky, stretching over the city as the world passes by. And they know that you're up there. They're enjoying the show. They smile and snicker, but just what do they know? Your soul is brighter than it looks. From the inside those eyes, your soul is brighter than it looks. From inside those eyes, when you're caught feeling nothing, when you try to shut it in, make a crack in your window, let the light tumble in. Your world is larger than it looks. From inside this room, your world is larger than it looks. From inside this room, yeah, your world is larger than it looks. From inside this room, your world is larger than it looks. From inside this room. So that is Cracks, the title track off of my debut solo album, Cracks. Welcome to anyone who's new. I'm Ronen, and I'm launching my Patreon tonight. If you've been watching since the beginning, and also bless you if you've been watching this from the beginning, you've heard that 1,000 times by now. I am going to go back to I've been thinking of it as the telethon portion, and talk again about my reward levels. Patreon, if you're unaware, is a crowdfunding website, a lot like Kickstarter, but whereas Kickstarter collects funding for a single project, Patreon is there for continuous funding of an artist's projects. And Patrons can change or cancel their patronage at any time. But it is, in terms of what I'm doing, I am doing a monthly subscription model rather than you sign up to give me a certain amount of money for a particular thing each time a thing is released. Just because what I'm doing with this Music and Monsters project involves so many different components. So I mean, I'm doing music, I'm doing modeling for photography and drawing and writing, and it's just so much that I couldn't really break it down into singular units. Beyond that, I do plan for it to be a continuous project throughout the coming months. So I ask that you would join me. And yeah, patreon.com/masshysteria music. And here's what you can get if you sign up as a patron. So we have $1 with that smiley face. I think I'm doing it. Yeah, that's just smiley face. For $1, you can get the behind-the-scenes access that I'm going to give to all my patrons who give at least $1. And you'll process as it happens. So anything that is a finalized version of a thing, whatever it is, that's going to be made available to the public, either for free or for paid. But you will get to see it as it is being created and in its many permutations and forms. So that's $1. For $5, you get the, well, wait, if I'm going to faces. For $5, in addition to the behind-the-scenes access, you will receive, if you would like, myself as a Twitter or Instagram follower, and you will get an invite to a monthly live chat, a lot like this one, except I will actually turn on the Q&A, so it can be more of a chat and less of me just talking and making funny faces at the camera. Next up, going in order and not in the weird order that these cards got mixed up in, is $10, and it's a very sly smirk. Sly smirky $10. Because for $10, you get the behind-the-scenes access and the monthly live chat, and you also get a digital copy of my debut solo album, Cracks. And as long as you are a current patron in good standing, you will receive a discount on any new items that are released for sale. So, like I said, you can change your patronage anytime. So if you want to sign up as a $1 or a $5 patron for now, and then once something is released, because I'm going to announce the release date, you can just up it to $10 to get your discount. Oh, yeah. After that is $15. $15 is pretty similar to $10. You get the behind-the-scenes access and the monthly chat and the discount as long as you're in good standing. You also get a physical copy of the CD as opposed to a digital with some lovely cover art that was taken by Eric, the photo guy, at the Heartland Cafe here in Chicago. Next in actual order is $25. $25 is making a funny face. $25 is everything previously mentioned, the behind-the-scenes access and the monthly chat. You pick either a digital or a physical copy of Cracks, and you get the discount. Yes, you do. Also at $25, you will get a personal written postcard from me every month thanking you for your patronage. $50, and I don't even know what face. Like that. It's like, $50 gets a very special gift. At the end of the year, I will take a bunch of the material that I've amassed, such as photographs and sketches, lyric snippets, whatever we got, I will make up a calendar, and those who are at $50 will receive that calendar for free. For free. It's kind of look like what the faces went free. And finally, if you want to go all the way to $100 for at least 1 month and get an exclamation point next to your face, $100, everything previously mentioned, behind the scenes access, monthly chat, either a physical or digital copy of Cracks, a discount as long as you are at least at $10 and in good standing, a postcard, and a calendar, and as long as you're at $50, and I will consult with you about yourself and your life and what makes you feel different, and I will create a monster just for you, and you will receive credit for any media that it appears in, such as profiles, photographs, songs, your own personal monster. I promise it won't look like that unless you want it to. So head over to patreon.com/masshysteriamusic and sign up to be a patron. And we will create music and monsters together. It'll be fantastic. Another little sample of my music here. I am sort of going through the playlist again from when I started. So here is another of my solo songs. This is A Small Place. Sometimes I sit here in silence and think I hear music filtering through the walls, or up and somewhere very far below. I don't know, you never know. Sometimes we fight, at least we argue, at least we get annoyed, at least no place gets wrong. But then there's that stifling silence, like sand, like a throat full of sand, and you can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. Silence breeds silence. So this is the life that we've chosen, or at least fell into. It can be tough to tell from what I hear. Yeah, it's gonna be tough as hell. Yeah, tough as hell. Life will be hard because we chose to take less traveled roads and to share a space so close together we can't help but see each other. Beware. Yes, I'll be there, cause you can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. to myself, this is not half bad. So far in love, we are living the dream, if you will. Oh, but still, there are the times when I offend you or upset you, and you don't say a thing. I want to hear what you are feeling, 'cause I love you and I want to scream. Talk to me, please, oh, you can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. You can't avoid anyone in a small place like this. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. Silence breeds silence. A little more water. A little more. So, not much time left, and somebody's home. Hello, somebody.
Hello.
So yeah, I guess I'll take this time before I do my last song to sort of do my last pitch. We might have some people who came in at the very last second. I see you down there. I see you. So, what am I doing? Music and monsters. Patreon.com/masshysteria_music, and that's mass hysteria music, all one word. The real idea here is to connect with those parts of us that are the outsider, because we all have that somewhere in us. We've all felt that at some point in our lives. And whether you connect more with, I went through those sort of three categories, whether you connect more with the alien or the fairy or the creature, or whether you felt like one of those at any minute or day or time of your life. There is always something of that in all of us. And I want to embrace that, and I want to celebrate it. And so I hope that you will join me in that. So I hope you've enjoyed being here with me tonight. Again, I can't see the viewer list, so I have no idea if anyone from the very beginning is still watching, although I have a feeling a couple people are. But if you are, thank you for sticking around, even through all the repetition of saying the website 10 million times and repeating the rewards and repeating a couple of songs. Thank you so much for being here. Those who have already signed on as patrons, I love you. And I am going to finish up by playing the wheel again. And let me get this guitar back. Squeak, 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 squeak. Turn my little turny thing. Thanks again, everybody. And yeah, facebook.com/masshysteria_music, patreon.com/masshysteria_music. Find me in all the places. This is the wheel. of all the stars tonight could fit inside a cup. The sky has lost its luster, and I ain't looking up. I'm spinning while I stand so still, debating what is fair, wrestling with my demons, conversing with the air. So it is upon this night I find myself alone. All my friends took their own paths to places yet unknown. These folks have left the axle, not knowing what to feel. I keep on spinning in my plane, just the center of the wheel. La 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 la. Center of the wheel. La 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 la. I've turned my way around this world and several more beside. Possible sustains me and fuels my gallant stride. Loss hangs off my shoulders as if it weighed nothing at all, but it keeps tangling at my feet, causing me to fall. What a tragic story. Well, the hell with all that noise. There's too much here to dwell on. Grief, too many simple joys. Hey, don't you love my careless ways? Aren't you so glad that I was never born with all the sense I should have had? Sense I should have had. La 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 la. Darling, don't you cry for me, don't mind those things I say. The sky has lost its luster, but I still raise my head. I smile as the cycle starts to spinning around again. Although I know that I will probably lose you in the end. But the big wheel keeps on turning, and I stand at its heart. And if you're hopping on this ride, it's time we better start. No need for PowerPoint or love, no need for earthly things. I'll take the road, live my life as a prince among the kings. La 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 la. As a prince among the kings. La 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 la. Got a kitty over there. Got a kitty. I knew he was somewhere. Come here.
You know, we're dancing.
Yeah, you were doing a little dance. You were doing a little dance. Hey, everybody, this is Cole. You stuck around, so you get to meet the kitty. Hey, Cole. Say hi. Yeah. Oh, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening to my songs. Have a lovely night. Meow.